Hi everyone, welcome back to Eve Math Tutoring. This is part 2 of converting numbers into scientific notation. Now in the first lesson I had showed you examples of how to convert numbers that are in standard form into scientific notation. And we did a couple of examples where we had numbers greater than 1. And to convert something like this into scientific notation, you take the decimal and you move it over here. So that would become 3.46 times 10 to the, because we moved it to the left, we make this one bigger. So this would be scientific notation for this number. And then I showed you a couple of examples where we had decimals, so numbers less than 1. And to convert something like that into scientific notation, I had mentioned that you want to move the decimal place so that it's after the first digit that's not 0. So 3.5 times 10 to the, and then because I moved it 3 units over, because in this case I made the number bigger and in this case smaller, I would have to adjust for that by making the exponent here a negative. Okay, so in this case I moved the decimal place to the left. In this case I moved it to the right. So in this case what we did is we made the number smaller here, so we have to adjust for that by writing 10 to the 2, making this exponent positive, because these two numbers are still equal to one another. However, this is in standard notation and this is in scientific notation. Okay, and same thing here. Over here we had 0.0035, so what we did is we move the decimal place over here, so that's after the first digit, which is not a 0. So we got 3.5 times 10 to the negative 3, and because this is bigger than this number, I had to adjust for that by making this negative. Okay, so that these two are equal. Now that's from the lesson I had already shown you. Now there are a few more examples that I wanted to cover. Numbers like the following: 98.3 times 10 to the 3. You may be given a number like this and asked to convert this into scientific notation. Okay, and it kind of looks like it's in scientific notation, however it isn't, because the decimal has to be after the leftmost digit that is not the number 0. Okay, so in this case this is not actually in scientific notation. So to make this into scientific notation, we're going to take the decimal and move it over here. And so what happens here is it becomes 9.83 times 10 to the, and because I made this number smaller, I have to make the exponent larger. Okay, so it becomes 9.83 times 10 to the 4. So this here would be converted into scientific notation in the following way. Okay, and I'm going to show you a couple more examples. Okay, now say you had the following: 0.0775 times 10 to the negative 2, and you're asked to convert something like this into scientific notation. Again, it kind of looks like it's in scientific notation, however it isn't, because as you can see, the decimal comes after 0. It should be after the first digit that is a non-zero. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the decimal place over twice, so it's going to become 7.75 times 10 to the, because I made this number larger here, I have to make the exponent even smaller, so I'm going to make this a negative 4. Okay, so I'm going to adjust for those two. I'm going to add negative 2 to the exponent here. Okay, in this case what we did is we moved the decimal to the left, so we added 1 to adjust for that. In the exponent over here we add negative 2. Okay, or you could even say we subtract 2 to get that. So that's how we would get that one there. Okay, so just a couple of other examples of numbers that appear to be in scientific notation, however are not in scientific. Okay, so that's the lesson on converting numbers in scientific notation. So that's part 2. If you have any further questions, feel free to email me at evemathtutoring@outlook.com. If you have any other examples that you're not sure how to try, you can let me know. You can post it on the channel and I'll go ahead and post a video for you.